We are back in the Shure Archives, where we keep all of our old things.
Like me.
Like Michael Petterson, our historian. And what am I talking into right now?
We are talking into the Model 50. It's from 1939, and it's our first ribbon microphone. So for many years, I thought that our first ribbon microphones came out in 1951 or 52, because that's when we first called them ribbons. But was I surprised when we opened up the Model 50 from 1939, and inside of it we find a ribbon element. So that moved everything back about 12 years from 1951 to 1939. Let's talk about a ribbon microphone. It's a very simple principle. You have a large magnet, and then in the middle of that is in this case, about 1.5 inches long corrugated aluminum ribbon. And as speech and sound hits that vibrates that ribbon really microscopically. It moves into the magnetic field, and that creates an audio output. They call it a dynamic microphone because it used a magnet. So a moving coil microphone is also a dynamic microphone, and that goes back to the word dynamo. And dynamo was a device that created electricity using magnets. The first one we had was the Model 50, and that came out in 1939. And there was a 50A, which was low impedance, which meant back then 30 to 50 ohms. We had the Model B, which is medium impedance, which was 200 to 300 ohms, which now today we call low impedance. And we had the Model C, which was high impedance, 100,000 ohms. The only difference was the transducers were the same. The difference was the transformer that we put inside of it. But there's something interesting about these, and that is we did not call them ribbons. We called them moving conductors. And for years, that confused me because I thought it was some type of moving coil microphone. Little did I know. So we didn't have a Model 50 in the archive, and one of our vintage mic collector friends down in Texas, Tom Ellis, sent me a Model 50. And when I went to open it up to look at the moving coil microphone inside of it, I was surprised to find that there was a ribbon inside of it. And as I tell everybody, I stared at it like I was Homer Simpson for about 2 minutes with my mouth open going, it's a freaking ribbon. I couldn't believe it. So why we call them moving conductors instead of ribbons, I really don't know. But ribbon microphones had a reputation, still do today to a certain extent, of being fragile. So my guess is that we decided to call it a moving conductor for marketing purposes. If we call it a ribbon, people might be worried that it would be too fragile. So let's call it a moving conductor and confuse the market and confuse the Shure Historian. A year later, we brought out another ribbon microphone, and this is in a bullet shape. This is the Model 500. It's the same element inside of it. It's just a different shape. It has a place where you can put a stand on it. And of course, you could actually hold it in your hands, even though it was never designed to do like that, but harmonica players do, of course. But this is also a ribbon microphone. So we made ribbon microphones in the 30s and 40s, but we called them moving conductors. We didn't start calling them ribbons until the early 1950s. Let's look at the industrial design of the Model 50. Here's the side view back. To me, that looks like the taillight of a 1930s car. Well, we've done that before. Our Unidyne 55 was based on the grille of a 1937 car. So for the Model 50, we just looked at the rear of the car and did this instead. So that's what I think the industrial design of this is based upon. This is beautiful. So you might ask about the cardioid, or it's not really a cardioid pattern, the semi-directional pattern of this. This did not use the uniphase principle like the Unidyne. Basically what it did is became directional by simply blocking the rear of the microphone. So at lower frequencies, it's omnidirectional. At higher frequencies, it gets semi-directional because of the rear here blocking the microphone. That's all it was. That's how it worked. This is just one of 4,000 items we have in the archive. If you want to see more, come back and visit us again.